So what's this bad boy all about? This is the FX Radar Chronograph. Yep, everybody's talking about it. Let's see what it's like. Keep watching, you know me, I'll tell you exactly what I think about it. Don't forget to check out our new website, ergonology.com. There you'll find all of our latest videos, social media links, along with many 3D printed parts especially designed for the air rifle community. We also have an independent forum where you can trade your equipment. All of the links are on www.ergonology.com and the link can be found in the YouTube video description below. Welcome YouTubers, it's Steve here from Ergonology, and on this channel, as always, we do YouTube videos and reviews on air rifles, pistols and technology. So if you're new here, hit that subscribe button down below, check out our video links in the YouTube description, all our web pages, discussions, etc., Facebook group, and nice to have you aboard. But today we're outside, we're in the middle of a heat wave in the UK, it's July 2019, and I need to put this out there straight away, right at the beginning, is that I'm reviewing here the FX Chrono, the new radar chrono that came out literally to the general public a couple of months ago, in fact this month. But there are a lot of the problems that I'm going to talk about with this unit potentially have been fixed because it's app related problems, so be it in the iTunes App Store or in the Google's Play Store. These apps might have been updated and a lot of the problems you're seeing at the moment may have been addressed. I'm also going to plug my own little 3D printed solution on there, so there you go, straight up in front, because this does have a few problems that the app I don't think will solve, so check out the video links down below. But anyway, what have we got here? Well, this is the brand new FX Radar Chrono, and it's come out in July 2019. I think FX may have brought the technology or the company, and they've rebranded it, remarketed it, and everybody's jumped up and down about it thinking, what is it like? Is it any good? So instead of standard chronos that basically measure a pellet speed through two light sensors and then work out time distance relations to tell you what your speed and your pellet weight is and then your foot pound, this uses radar or Doppler effect radar. So basically what it's doing is it's looking forward and it sees something move and it uses radar to work out the speed, and then it has no display or anything on it, and it communicates it all through either an Android or an iOS application that you install, and it'll read out and tell you the information on your mobile phone, tablet or computer, however you do it. So it's a very, very small, lightweight unit. I've got a few things down here to details on it. It's 135 grams, which is about 5 ounces. That's probably without the 3 AAA batteries that you put in the back of here. So very small, lightweight here. Measurements roughly 80 millimeters by 80 millimeters by a depth of about 45 millimeters. So small, very compact, and there's not a lot about it really. The battery compartment is on the back. There is a tripod screw at the bottom. Now, depending on where you actually buy yours from, some of them will give you one of these little tripods that go with it. I'll leave some pictures around. That just screws into the bottom like so. And the idea is that you place this underneath your barrel. Now, it depends on your rifle as to where exactly you have to put it. You've got to find the sweet spot for it. But there's 2 little grooves here. You line that underneath your barrel. I think the FX website says within 6 to 8 inches from the end of your barrel. You line your barrel over the top of it. You take a shot. Basically then it reads the distance, speed, time calculations using Doppler radar, relates that through Bluetooth onto your mobile phone, your tablet, and then reads that information out. There is just one other thing on here, and that is a button at the top here which switches the unit on, switches it off. It will time itself out after a period of time. So potentially a very, very useful and small, a lightweight little unit. So how's it all work? Well, as we said before, it's Bluetooth, so you pair it up to your tablet, to your phone. You then put this in front of your rifle, so you need to use a tripod or balance it on something, and you've got to get it at about the right height, and then you put your barrel over the top, about 8 inches over the top of it, so that your barrel's pointing out about 8 inches. You remember also that you've got to keep your silencer on, because that will affect your calculations as well. You take your shot and it reads it out for you. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a quick play with this, and at the same time I'm going to walk you through some of the pros and the cons with this. Okay, so I've got my Red Wolf here, I've got a second camera as well, and I'm running this on Android at the moment, and I'm measuring this in feet per second. So nice and simple. I have my FX set on the tripod that I was supplied with this. It's set about 6 inches behind my barrel. The Doppler radar is looking forward. I'm going to take some shots over it. Hopefully you'll see this and you'll hear it through the Android app.
721. 694. 717. 724.
So hopefully there you'll see what we've got there. Basically it's a little bit inconsistent. What you've got to find you do, and I'm going to do this now on the screen, is you need to move it backwards and forwards a bit, and you've got to find that perfect spot where you get consistent settings.
687.
You notice there's a big difference there. Let's do that again.
687.
Actually, this is now quite consistent. Ah, it missed one there, so I need to move it forward a bit more.
700.
Well, you see there's quite a jump there. This is really sensitive as to how you've got it lined up, how far back from the end of the barrel it is, and what sort of angle you've got it at. Now I've got everything bench rest at the moment, so if I was to take my rifle off of my bench rest and then hold it, then obviously I'm going to introduce a lot of different factors on there. So what we're going to do is I'm going to introduce you to a method that we found on Ergonology, and there's other varieties of these out there, but basically what we've created is a 3D printed bracket, and the idea of this is that it's a universal fit with an elastic band. It cradles the actual FX radar unit in here using the tripod screw, which then enables you to hang it off the end of your barrel at a precise point where you know it's going to work best. So we're just going to do that now. So what we're going to do is just take off our FX tripod off there, like so. And then we get our little unit and we put it into our cradle, and we got a little tripod screw here, and we'll just put that, and again I'll leave links for this for you so you can see this. And then we have over the top here we have a little elastic band that we can wrap over. So elastic band goes over, which then allows us to attach this over the top of our rifle. And now we can position this exactly where I want to position this. Now I've actually got my silencer taken off here just to make this test a little bit easier, but I can put that over the top of the silencer. And again now we can now take our shots.
719.
And again, oh, we're out of pellets. We'll put some more pellets in. And do a load up again.
717. 719.
The nice thing about having it over the end of the barrel using the cradle is that basically now I do not need to have everything static. Basically I can hold onto my rifle, I can shoot it however I want, and I can line this up perfectly knowing that I'm going to hit something safe. So not everybody has open fields.
721.
And now basically I can look through my scope, make sure that everything is going where it should go.
724.
And everything just records as it should on like that. So that's just showing you a Cradle that we've made for that, because of it is quite difficult to line up the FX Chrono with your rifle and your safe backstop, unless you've got acres and acres of space. You know, if you're shooting in a private area like I am, you need to make sure you're hitting your backstop. So what we'll do is I'm going to show you now the app, and there are some bugs in the app, especially in the Android version of the app. The iOS, I've not had a chance to check that, so I'll run a little video now, show you some of the app's problems, and then we'll come back and we'll give you a proper overview what I think of the FX Radar Chrono. Right guys, so I'm going to show you how the app works, and I've got it on Android. Now it's slightly different on iOS, and this app currently as of July 19 is full of bugs. Apparently iOS is better. Unfortunately I don't have an iOS device to show you. So what I'm going to do is click the FX Radar and we'll fire this up and get this running. So the first thing you get is a quick start guide, and for the life of me I can't find a way of bypassing this each time. Just select through it. The next problem you get is that no matter what you put here, you can't register. It doesn't work yet. It's incomplete. So just hit register later. And then you get the connect, and you'll get used to this connect screen. Hit the connect button and basically that will take you in. So it's not very obvious how to use this app. It's not very intuitive at all. If we hit the little button up the top here, we get settings. It may look slightly different on your Android or your iOS, but basically look for settings. And then down here, if you scroll right down to the bottom, there's a select. So this profile screen is where you select your profile. And the defaults they give you are bow, CO2, airgun UK, high powered. You cannot delete these. These are built in. But what you can do is add your own profiles. If I add a profile now, and again, it's forcing me to connect. For some reason, this app will not keep you connected up to the actual device itself. So now I've actually created a new profile and I've connected. Now I can go in and hit the settings button, and now I can change it all, and I'll give it a name. Now you have to fill in quite a lot of these fields, and I've noticed some errors with this. I'm going to use 10.25 grain pellets. So I'm using underscore 10.25 because for some reason it won't accept a decimal point. I then give it my feet per second range, so between 400 and 800. And then we got scope height. So this lot doesn't actually make any difference at this stage. I think they're going to add ballistic calculations in here, but we'll just select mil dot. I'll then put my grain of pellet in here, 10.25. And then I do need to put a make in here, and I'm just going to call this day state, the pellet make, and just Diablo. And again, I think this lot is all going to be about ballistic calculations in here, but I found that you have to put a make in there, certainly on Android. And then how do you want the reading to come out? And I want it in feet, foot pounds. And then show me the last 20 on here. And now this is the big mistake that I've been making constantly. Do not hit this select button, because of that will actually ask you to go and select a new profile. What you'll notice is it's blindingly obvious, if you look right up the top, is that the FX logo up the top here has a little back button. That is your OK button. Yeah, like I said, the app is a bit naff. If you click that now, and again, it's going to force you to connect. So we connect up again. You'll get very used to connecting. And now I'm all set up and ready to go. So I've got Abby, who is firing out of a top stairs window. She's got the Ergonology Cradle on there. So she knows that she's shooting in a safe place. She's shooting directly into the garden. It's totally safe. I do not recommend you do this. It's the only way I can do this, being close to the computer within 10 meters of my phone, so I can record this for you. So Abby, can you take a shot for me into a safe location?
.7.
So straight away, you'll notice that the display is not brilliant. You can't change this from landscape into portrait, from portrait into landscape mode. I believe you can do it on iOS, but it doesn't work on Android. If you notice also, it says 10.7, but it's actually showing at the top 10.9. A little bit confusing. Yeah, and you can't change the font on this, and sometimes on Android you won't even see the number after the decimal point. Yeah, like I said, the app's full of bugs. Abby, can you fire another one, please?
11.7.
And you can see it is wildly all over the place at the moment. This app does need some changes doing with it. Abby, can you fire another one, please?
10.9.
So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to rearrange the cradle so we can get some consistent shots. Okay, Abby, can you take another shot for me, please?
11.6.
So what I've done is I've moved the cradle back a bit on the silencer to give a better radar coverage. You notice that my radar return is increased to 60%. Can you take another shot, please, Abby?
11.3.
You notice my radar has gone up to 70% now. And one more, please, Abby.
11.5.
So hopefully that shows you how critical it is to get the actual the chronograph unit in the right place for the barrel. Otherwise the Doppler effect on the radar can't actually see, and that's what this radar return is doing here. And all I did was I used the ergonology cradle and I just moved it back on the silencer. So you've got to find your sweet point. And again, that's another good reason for having the ergonology cradle on there. Again, links are down below in the YouTube video description. And one more shot, please, Abby, just to finish that off.
11.5.
So we got 11.5 there, and you can see that it's actually at the top here reading 11.7. So the app on Android is very buggy at the moment. I'm sure it will get sorted out because there'll be plenty of people complaining about it. Apparently it's a lot better on iOS, but I don't know, keep your fingers crossed on that. Thank you, Abby. So we're back. Hopefully there you've seen how this is used. You've seen some of the problems that I found with the app. So let me just walk you through my conclusions of the FX Radar Chrono. Now, at the end of the day, I do think it's a very nice little unit. It's certainly different. It's using radar technology, which potentially, using the Doppler effect, is actually a little bit more accurate as well. It's small, it's light, it's portable, very nice. I do like that. It's battery powered in there, and the fact that you can store profiles in here, really nice. I do like it. But there are quite a few serious problems at the moment. And like I said right at the beginning, this is July 2019, so a lot of the problems are related to the actual app itself, especially in Android. The iOS I can't test, so check to see what the date is that it may have all changed for you. But basically, I find the app extremely buggy. The readings in feet per second are accurate to what it says to you, to what it shows on the screen. But if you measure your power, which most of you want, it's always 0.2 out. It's a bug in the app. I'm sure they will fix it. You would have seen that in the video. The fact that the app constantly wants you to connect all the time, every time you change a setting, the app layout, the buttons, the way there's no OK buttons, it is so confusing. Basically, it needs rewriting. It is pretty bad at the moment. Also with the app as well, in iOS, apparently when you turn your phone portrait landscape, it will flip. In Android, it does not do that. So you'll find a very frustrating time with the app. Rely on the actual settings it tells you on screen, not what it says to you, but I'm sure they will fix it all. But the biggest problem with this is the fact that it has a tripod mount and you have to put your rifle perfectly in line over the top of it. FX even have some videos telling you it's trial and error. So you've basically got to find the best place to put this under your barrel, whether it's 6 inches back from the end of your barrel or 8 inches back, and then you've got the silencer that's in the way as well. And realistically, you should be using this with your silencer on it. It can be a bit of a faff. Now, if you've got a bench rest system like I had, you've got this mounted on a tripod and everything's static, yes, it works really well. But if you're just a regular shooter at the range, you put it down and you're literally having to hand hold it over the top, it can be very difficult to do that. And, you do need a static setup, and it can vary massively. As you saw, that the radar coverage part in the output, that is very important to make sure you're getting a decent number on there. And that's why we invented the Cradle for it. That just solves the problem, because the other problem you get is once you've got that in the right place, then you've got to line your rifle up with this, and then to make sure that you're hitting somewhere a safe backstop. And okay, that if you've got, like I said, you've got an open field, fantastic, not a problem. But if you're in a small enclosed area, or you're on a range and you want to make sure that you hit the backstop correctly, then lining those 3 points up and making sure everything's in the right place can be troublesome. Stick the cradle on there, nice and simple, nice and easy, and you sort of use it like the Combo 625. It hangs off the end of your rifle. It's only there for temporarily while you do your chrono in. You know it's in the right place. Find your sweet spot where you need to put it on your rifle for consistent results. Put it on the end, you know where it is, it will work, and then just take it off. Elastic bands, universal fitting. So there's the plug, basically. You know, I've had one of these now for a couple of weeks, and basically that is needed, I personally think, unless you're in a fully static setup. How accurate is it? Well, I've tested it with my trusty LMBR, and to be brutally honest, it is reading 10 feet per second lower than this. And this I trust. I've tested this against all of my other chronos, and it's very, very, very close to all the same. This is about 10 feet per second lower. Why is that? I don't know. Which is correct, this one or that one? Well, only the police will be able to tell you with their calibrated units. So which one do you trust? I don't actually know. I can't give you a judgment call on that. So what do I really think of this? Well, as July 2019, to be honest, I think it's been rushed to market. The application is not updated, but hopefully they will fix that and it will get sorted out. Do I think it's a keeper? Yes, to be honest, if you're going to get one of these, be prepared to play with the app, get used to the app. If you can invent something or use something like this, like the Cradle, then yes, it will certainly help you get consistent results. Because if your barrel's not in the right place, it will frustrate the living daylights out of you. But yes, I do think it's a very, very good unit. It's good priced, £150. You know, if we're looking at one of these are 150 to 180 pounds, 150 pounds to 160 pounds brand new. Yeah, certainly worth it. So keep your eye out on one of these. I'm certainly going to get one myself. Basically, I'm prepared to live with the app and wait for the app to develop. I think they're going to put a lot more in the application, like ballistic calculations, tell you how many mil dots to lift up and down, stuff like that. I can see where that's going. So anyway, let me know your thoughts. I know a lot of you guys have got these already. A lot of you guys have already brought the Cradles off us. These are flying off the shelves. Leave your thoughts and your comments down below. Let me know what you think of the FX Radar Chrono, and I'll catch you on the next video.